Ahoy there, I'm Sox, and I've been obsessing over Marvel's Venom. Out of all the villains who have the same power set as their hero counterpart, Venom broke the mold. They became a character in their own right, spawning their own comic run, movies, and tons of video game adaptations. With Marvel's Spider-Man 2 featuring our favorite tentacle monster, I got to thinking about my most iconic renditions of Venoms in video games, and how I would rank them alongside this new Venom. Some of these games on this list you can't play as Venom, so I'm just going to judge them based on the presentation of the character in their respective game. Any gameplay will contribute to the perception of them. So, who's the best Venom in video games? One thing I love about the Venom character is they're not a typical bad guy. They're not trying to destroy New York, enslave humanity, or even take over the world. Venom is just a certified hater of the Spider-Man. Oh my god. Insomniac has him do like all three of those. Regardless, Insomniac did a bang-up job designing our favorite lethal protector, who's not so much of a protector this time around. Definitely still lethal though. Out of the gate, they nailed the design. All 19 inches of it. The Insomniac design team added such nice little touches to the Venom design. From the insect-like eyelids to how Venom takes on the spider logo so diegetically.
Huh. I guess I did.
This big boy got some big moves. Now this is how you introduce a villain, by putting the player in their shoes and letting them go on a freaking rampage. So with every good Venom, you gotta talk about the host inside the suit. The driving force of Venom's motivation. This time around, it was Peter's childhood best friend, Harry Osborn. Harry needed the symbiote to survive, and Pete was straight up like,
I missed the part where that's my problem.
you know, it's a justifiable good reason to hate the Spider, not gonna lie. Spider-Man 2 felt short as it is, so the Venom arc really flew by. I would have loved to see their relationship with Peter and Miles fleshed out even more. This version of the Sinister Symbiote is going to be a hard one to beat. Insomniac took the best pieces from the different versions of Venoms throughout media, and just everything works well. They're big, they're fast, they're a monster, and one of the best parts of Spider-Man 2. Though I do feel like they take some inspiration from other Venoms too much, I would like to see a little bit more of their own thing, but a solid A tier nonetheless.
I don't even know how I'm still alive. If you could call this alive.
I thought about putting this version of Venom later in the video, but come on. We all know this is the matchup we want to see. For a lot of people, this is the definitive version of Venom. From a comic/game that redefined the Spider-Man story. This is the brown Listerine of Venom.
Look, ain't too many things in life realer than this right here. The brown Listerine? The brown Listerine plays zero.
Ultimate Venom is an absolute menace to society. If it wasn't for that comic book cel-shaded art style, this Venom would straight up be a Lovecraftian monster. Existing in one of the few Spidey medias where Venom actively eats people.
We get to kill little children? Oh my, that's fucked up, and I love it!
The design is so simple, but it stands out compared to the other versions. I love the Ultimate Comics made the symbiote purple. It just makes it so easy to pick out from a lineup. What's even more iconic is this version of Venom doesn't even get the iconic spider logo for the majority of the game. Just kind of running around in this symbiote suit, he just looks like a werewolf that stalks the street of New York, and it's freaking savage. The man behind the mask is good old Eddie Brock, but this time around he's not Peter's disgruntled co-worker, but a childhood friend. Seem familiar? Having Peter and Eddie's dad be the ones who created the symbiote in the first place ties the characters together in such an amazing way. It's almost like a love triangle between Pete, Eddie, and the symbiote, which is one of the most interesting interpretations of the symbiote storyline. This rendition of Venom is just so good. From the suit that slowly drains Eddie's life force so he has to feed on people, to the significant earning of the spider logo. I find it difficult to find a flaw with this version. There's a reason Marvel's Venom takes a lot of inspiration from it, and that's why I gotta put this Venom in S tier. Alright, this one's easy. I'm just gonna let my boy handle it.
His hair, whack. His gear, whack. His Whoa, let's watch your temper here.
Whack me, I'm tight fuck.
I will say, Giga Chad move over the movie version for straight up kidnapping Sandman's daughter. It's still an F tier though.
The Venom Marathon continues on the biggest TV in New York.
This Venom got it all. An iconic suit, strong hatred of Spider-Man, and some hilarious cutscenes.
Bummer. You're in the doghouse now, dude.
Something that I really enjoy about this Venom is that they already have a long history with Spider-Man. They've been battling for years at this point, and Venom really knows what annoys Peter.
Parker hates it when I get the drop on him.
I hate it when he gets the drop on me.
Peter generally gets fed up with their antics, and it's such a fun dynamic. This game does Venom justice with this story. The game begins with Venom thinking Spidey's actually the bad guy because a fake Spidey commits a crime. So in his mind, he's the hero of the story, even though he goes about it the complete wrong way.
You're the bad guy this time.
You idiot!
Deron Norris brings so much character with his vocal performance. He keeps the iconic guttural nature of Venom's voice as he nails the comedic dialogue. That just cracks me up every time. This performance shines in the chase sequence across New York.
Oh, sorry lady, didn't see a thing.
I almost put this in A tier because the graphics hasn't aged too well, but I love this Venom too much, so S tier it goes. I just played this game pretty recently for my worst Spider-Man games video, and I will say this Venom is a complete fuckboy, and I hate him. They definitely embody the shit on Spider-Man mentality, as throughout the game, Venom will show up randomly to harass you. If this game wasn't difficult enough, Venom shows up in the middle of a boss fight and DPs you. At least the design of this Venom is based on Todd McFarlane's original design, a tried and true classic. Not too much to say about this version of Eddie, as the game doesn't really focus on the story of this character. Their moves don't really sell evil Spider-Man, as for the most part, they just hop around the screen just being annoying. I'd compare this Venom to a housefly. I feel like a masochist for saying this, but I'm gonna put them in D tier. They're infuriating as fuck, but I think that sells the point of being Venom, just making Spidey's day just a little worse.
Venom.
Ready.
Let me hit you with a change-up with a Venom not from a traditional Spidey game. I absolutely adore this version of Venom. It's one of the few versions where they have a more normal, human-like proportion, but they make up for it with a stunning design. I love how Capcom went with this light blue suit instead of the traditional black suit. I think it helps fit Venom in with the rest of the colorful cast in Marvel vs. Capcom. It's almost as iconic as the purple suit in my opinion, though I believe what sells them the most is the phenomenal moveset. Capcom had to sell the character with the limitations of a fighting game, and they knocked it out of the park. Venom moves with such fluidity, utilizing the symbiote in creative ways, closing space with their tendrils, or completely transforming their body for various attacks. There's so much personality shown without a single lick of dialogue. Even Eddie Brock is represented well, as each fight begins with him being engulfed by the symbiote. Maybe it's just my nostalgia playing Marvel vs. Capcom in a tiny arcade at a Fiesta Mart where my mom worked, but I gotta put this Venom in an A tier.
Venom. Win.
Spoiled sport.
I'm sure not a lot of people remember a dark Marvel-themed fighting game called Marvel Nemesis Rise of the Imperfects. Yeah, that was the name of it. Not great, but it had a Venom. It was janky as hell, but at least you got two versions of him, a typical Venom design and a deadly Venom design, which kind of looks like he's a Ben 10 alien. The game has some interesting combat, but Venom barely has any symbiote-based attacks like Marvel vs. Capcom does. So for the most part, it's pretty forgettable. I'm just one of the few people that remember it. Very mid D tier.
Come on, who's your daddy?
You are.
Spider-Man Friend or Foe was a cool concept, a game where Spidey teams up with some of his most iconic rogues. It's just too bad Venom was a little basic.
You're basic.
The only thing that this version of Venom does well is the suit. Being based on the Raimi version of the Venom suit, it just has a more cartoony aesthetic. It gives it more of a charm than its live-action counterpart. Everything else is pretty cut and dry. Wait, I haven't seen this boss battle recently. Damn, I don't know how I feel about learning this, but I do know how I feel about this Venom. I feel a D rank.
We always love running into you, Spider-Man.
I'm gonna be honest, I'm not the biggest fan of LEGO games. They're cute, they're charming, fun for the whole family, but I'm an epic gamer man, and I need my Venom to be edgy and dark, just like me. I do love the first Marvel LEGO game. Venom straight up jump scares you. It's a fun way to introduce the character. My biggest gripe with LEGO Venom is nothing that they do really feels unique. But that's more of a problem with the LEGO games rather than just Venom. Regardless, I don't hate them. C tier.
I'm feeling hungry.
No! Eddie!
At the beginning of this video, I said Ultimate Venom is like a Lovecraftian monster. Well, Web of Shadows Venom is a Lovecraftian monster. There's no buddy comedy moments, no moral qualms to be had, just pure evil. Spider-Man took an important piece from Venom, so in return, they're taking something important from him, his beloved city. Part of my take, but I think this is the Venom design Insomniac took a lot of inspiration from. Both have this unique spider logo, a savage physique, and most importantly, toesies. Bad dialogue can occasionally bring this Venom down a notch, but when I think of an iconic Venom in a video game, Web of Shadows always comes to mind. An A tier. Here we have the first time Venom was playable in a game. A little edgy boy's dream come true. Well, not quite. I didn't get to play this game until I was an adult, so no nostalgia glasses for me. Design-wise, Venom looks good. I mean, it's the Venom based on a comic book of the same name. Doesn't really make things too difficult. The cutscenes of the games are straight up pages from the comic book, so that's always a nice touch. Venom in game looks pretty good, but I feel like the beat 'em up games never really sell the movesets well for the most part. Venom moves are just your prototypical punch, punch, throw. Every beat 'em up has. It's more Billy Lee than a sinister symbiote.
We are double dragons.
A dragon, you gotta be strong. Humble, never bragging. Always fight for right, battling wrong with the power of the dragon.
Regardless, I think this represents a good narrative story for Venom, especially as the lethal protector. Overall, I'm gonna give this version a B. Well, that was some of my most memorable versions of Venoms in video games. I didn't cover the Ultimate Alliance versions because there are like 3 of them, and I might save that for another video. What do you guys think about this list? Do you agree or disagree? Any video game Venom that I missed? Comment below and let me know. If you enjoy this video, please hit that subscribe button and check out my other Spidey vids. Till next time, smooth winds and safe travel, mates.